for me to make it. I had to believe. Now I'm way there. I know that you see. Family, what's good? It's your boy LITEBODY, back again with another episode of High Views on Site. This is an Absolute Freedom production, for those who don't know. That's a staple, by the way. If I forget to ever mention that this is an Absolute Freedom production, you're welcome to leave a comment below and let me know, bruv. Anyways, let's get straight into this amazing video we got planned today. Before that, I just want to tell you how we stumbled upon this depth of content. First of all, you need to know that this is High Views on Site, so we go higher. We get to that higher perspective, giving you that bird's eye view, touching on topics that most peeps don't, most regular folks don't. Ain't nothing regular about the show, ain't nothing regular about me, bruv. You gotta know that. Anyways, as I was saying, how I got to this topic today was I was actually having a deep conversation with a friend. We tend to go deep in general with the combos, and the topic of least resistance came about in our combo, and I just felt the need to share, because at that point I was like reminded about Bashar. And I mentioned to my friend, I was like, yo, if you heard of Bashar? She was like, nah. And this is a lady, by the way. I was chatting to a queen, by the way. Anyways, she mentioned that, yeah, she never heard of Bashar. So I was like, yo, let me send you this. Because when I was starting my journey and how I sort of applied this law of attraction, law of no resistance, basically attracting and like moving towards that path of least resistance and applying those principles in my life, specifically about the path of least resistance. When I was starting out in my journey, Bashar was one of the people that I connected with and like really played a big part in me opening my eyes. And I thought that I would just share this with you, the fam out there, the soul group, and for anybody who's on their journey and just starting out and looking for guides, or looking for something deeper or something new, or just to tap into those minds of the people who would never even come across those kind of content and this kind of precious esoteric material over here. So just to give you a breakdown, Bashar is an extraterrestrial being channeled by Darryl Anka. Darryl Anka is the human being's name that's in the body on my, I think this will be on your left. It's currently on my right now, so I'll just say on my right to this, on this side. Let me say on this side. That's Darryl. That's Bashar. That's Darryl Anka. Let me take a deep breath over there, because this is about to get deep. I need to take another one for the depth. So as I said, Darryl Anka channels this entity called Bashar. He goes into further detail in this particular interview. I'll leave a link below to it. Please watch the entire video if any of this resonates with you. But I mainly wanted to just touch on this because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm following the path of least resistance. It's been like ringing on me, like, bro, take this off your list, take this off your list, share this, because I know it's going to resonate with someone out there. And here we are. I'm not going to go any further into some long introduction, but just know that this guy this is no regular piece of content. It's about to get deep, weird. He has a special way of interfacing and integrating that higher, or what can I say, this entity that he's channeling. It's a very unique way of interfacing and presenting the information through this body. So just a disclaimer, it's gonna get a little bit weird in the way he speaks. It's gonna get a little bit weird in the way he disseminates and presents these concepts and these amazing ideas and these amazing principles. But just stick through it. Process. Stop yourself when you find yourself floating or like wandering. Just center. Take a deep breath right now if you haven't. Have you taken it? Okay, release. We're about to get into an amazing portal. By amazing, I really mean that. It's going to amaze you on so many levels. It's going to shift you. Be prepared to be shifted. Without further ado, Bashar, take it.
Because I'm not at that frequency.
It is simply not appropriate at this moment.
Okay. Now, you say you're only bringing through a small percentage of this energy.
You are experiencing somewhere between 2 and 3% of our energy at this moment.
Could you amp it up a little bit to see?
No.
Wait, I just want to clarify again. Bashar is an entity from outside of this realm. Just in case you didn't know. I think he mentions in this vid that he is linked to the Greys. The Greys, I'm sure if you haven't heard of the Greys, you've probably been under a rock. But for those who haven't, sort of that typical image of aliens that you always see with the big head. Those are Greys. So these are basically an advanced civilization, kind of linked to. He speaks about how it's linked to a future version of the human being civilization or Earthlings. To some degree, there is a link and a correlation. If you want to find out more, I'll link this entire interview at the bottom, and you can take a look at that and dive deeper into the information. But I just wanted to present these concepts to you. So just so you know, I had to give that disclaimer that that's how next level this is. If you've never heard of channeling, if you've never heard of it, you're welcome. Bashar.
You're saying no because...
You are experiencing somewhere between 2 and 3% of our energy at this moment.
Could you amp it up a little bit to see?
No.
I just want to see what it feels like, but you're saying no because why?
Because we are considerate of the channel's body.
Oh, I see. Okay, I get it. Because if you did that, what would happen to his body?
You will find there will need to be time for adjustment, and he would not be able to accomplish what he needs to accomplish in the rest of his day.
Okay, I respect that. I just, maybe at some other point we could just play.
Possibly.
Because I'd like to just feel some of that energy. Is there anything I could do on my own to amp my energy?
Follow your excitement every moment that you get.
I am trying to, I'm living that way. I'm doing that. And,
all right.
Do you feel that? Is there anything I'm missing?
We are sensing that you are expressing that as often as you care to. We also sense that there may be opportunities for you to choose it more often. And the idea also of changing some of the labels in your belief systems and definitions about how you look at life on Earth may also be of assistance in amping up your energy.
Any particular labels that you are aware?
Those that most of you consider to be the idea of negativity, and those that you consider most to be the idea of control and fear. It would serve most of you best to look at these ideas in another more positive way, so that you do not attach yourselves to them.
I'm also, just on a personal level, could you tell me anything about relationships or the ability to connect with others?
Synchronicity is the key. Always, if you are simply being the best self you can be and following your highest joy, will you follow accurately the thread that is your accurate, true, natural path, and by following that path, you will always, without fail, meet every single person you are supposed to meet on this journey. The only exception to that ability is worrying that you won't.
Take a deep breath. Process. Take the time to process as this information is being delivered to you. That resonated with me on so many levels, especially when it comes to that talk of synchronicity and following your passion, following your truth at all times. It was a great reminder for me when I had that conversation and I was sort of thinking of Bashar, and then I was able to come back to this work and basically be able to just realign myself and remind myself that this really matters and applying this really matters. And I've been applying it, and I've been literally attracting so many amazing opportunities that have just aligned on my way, and sort of also released a lot of baggage when I just decided, okay, this doesn't resonate with me, this does not excite me right now. I'm going to move towards what matters and what I need in order to fulfill my mission, or in order for me to be my truest self. I'm gonna let Bashar continue. I'm not gonna disturb him too much in this vid.
Following your highest joy, will you follow accurately the thread that is your accurate, true, natural path? And by following that path, you will always, without fail, meet every single person you are supposed to meet on this journey. The only exception to that ability is worrying that you won't. Worrying that you will not meet who you're supposed to meet when you're supposed to meet them will make sure that you don't. But if you simply follow your path by following your highest excitement, then that thread will automatically, by definition, incorporate every single encounter you're supposed to have to fulfill the idea of the fulfillment of your theme that you chose in this life.
Excuse me. So following my highest excitement, even though it may come up that, how am I going to do that? I mean,
you see, this takes us back to the idea that the physical mind does not need to know and isn't designed to know how that's going to happen. Only higher mind knows that. Physical mind does not need to know how it's going to happen. Physical mind only needs to follow the compass needle of excitement and know that it will happen in whatever way actually serves you best and everyone concerned in the best possible way.
I'm getting it, and as I feel that, I feel...
That's that path of least resistance that I was talking about. That's that following your truest excitement, what really drives you. However, there's a balance to that as well that needs to be applied. Obviously, some people might have obviously, there's no excuse if you obviously addicted, you know that you're addicted to certain things, or you have issues with impulsiveness, or you have issues with binging on certain things that you're not supposed to be doing excessively, or things that you're supposed to be doing in moderation. Obviously, apply your own discernment and a balance and maturity when applying this, but also in that flow state, when you are constantly moving towards what excites you the most, specifically when it comes to things that you're passionate about versus things that don't resonate with you. Maybe you're stuck in a job that doesn't resonate with you, but when you get home, you have this urge to make music, or you have this urge to write poetry or whatever. You're doing yourself a disservice by not following through with that, or waiting and doing some other things, or tending to other things on your list, or chores, and not fulfilling that truest excitement in that moment. Or you have I'll give you that one example of mine when I followed the path of least resistance and followed my excitement, and I was able to meet with people that led me to my next level of opportunity. But anyways, just to finish that point of finishing off, or getting to that task, or getting to that thing that excited you most at that point, could have sparked you to a whole nother level of creativity, or a whole nother level of creation, or productivity, or it could have allowed you to be your truest self, and allowed that inner child, or that creative part of yourself, to still be alive. But because you had to be an adult, or had to tick all those boxes off immediately before you did whatever you needed to that excited you, it led you down that path of worry, or led you down that path of stress, or led you down that path of not fulfilling your purpose, or fulfilling or completing that thing that excited you most. But anyways, as I was saying, that example of following what excites me most, I remember I was like upstairs at my apartment, and I just had this thing. I was like, yo, I've got some time on my hands right now. I really want to get some some like healthy snacks, some nuts and some fruits and veg and stuff. Let me go get it right now. Something in me, I was like busy doing something important. I was like, yo, I think I need to do it now. Something was, that time I was like really in tune with myself. I was really like very intuitionally like in tune. I was really like at my highest, like I was vibrating really high. I was like just attracting things and attracting my desires constantly. I was like in a great steady flow state, if I can put it that way. And I just followed that path. At that point, I was really like applying this concept and this principle daily. So I just like follow. I went downstairs, or I went down to the store, got the stuff, and in the store on that day, I was previously that day I was thinking about making music and about I can't remember what exactly I was thinking. It was some business idea that I had in mind, and lo and behold, when I got there was a friend of mine who, for some reason, had the resources that I needed in order for me to take action on that next step. And just that one moment of me following my excitement, or I told myself, no, nah, just continue with whatever you're doing right now, and not following my intuition at that point, or following my greatest excitement at that point, I might not have led to that. And that was the opportunity that eventually led to me having the opportunity to travel abroad, etc., 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 and having so many more remarkable experiences that changed my life for the better. So I think that's what resonated with me. Anyways, I hate to be rambling like this. Let's get back into the video. But I guess I had to share that so you could also see that these principles and these things can change your life, and they really do matter if you choose to accept them. And so without further ado, I'm gonna let Bashar continue. Apologies for my rambles and my stories, but I feel like it's part of the content package, you know. Like, you also get to see what LITEBODY's world is like, or my perspective, as well as we are digesting and reacting to this amazing interview. Bashar, continue. Thank you.
Vibration with.
There you go.
There I am. Thank you.
Mind only needs to follow the compass needle of excitement and know that it will happen in whatever way actually serves you best, and everyone concerned in the best possible way.
I'm getting it, and as I feel that, I feel the increase of vibration with.
There you go.
There I am. Thank you.
All you need to do is be in that state, because you see, the most important thing for most of you to remember is that circumstances don't matter. Only your state of being matters. Circumstances don't matter. Only your state of being matters. How you respond to circumstances is what determines your state of being, not what the circumstances are.
So in that sense, nothing you do matters in your expression, in the sense, right?
I did not say nothing we do matters.
Oh.
I said circumstances don't matter.
So what?
So any given situation that pops up in your life is not the determining factor of the state of being you exist in. The state of being is the determining factor of the circumstances. And if circumstances pop up that look like a state of being you no longer prefer, responding to the same circumstance from a new state of being is what lets you know you actually have changed. Whereas, if you simply respond to old circumstances in the same old way you used to, then that tells you you haven't changed. It isn't whether the circumstances have changed that tells you you have changed. It's how you respond to circumstances that tells you you have changed.
I got it. Thank you.
Yes.
And so another interesting question is that you have said there is no meaning.
There is no built-in meaning.
We impose meaning.
Yes.
But that sort of contradicts with what you said about geometric shapes and the.
How so?
In the symbolic forms of certain.
How does that contradict it?
Well, there's a sort of innate understanding of symbols and shapes.
But that is meaning you have created.
But we've created it unconsciously because
I didn't say that you didn't put meaning into things unconsciously. I just said you are putting meaning into things. The things themselves do not have built-in meaning. It doesn't matter whether the meaning you put into it comes from your conscious or your unconscious
Well,
mind.
who programs the unconscious mind? Because
You do,
from what level of reality?
from the physical level.
Because it seems like there's an innate.
There is not
or-
innate, it is learned.
So certain patterns seem to
Are learned.
are learned, but subconsciously learned.
Yes.
In
And becoming aware of them is what allows you to bring them into your consciousness and unlearn them.
unlearn them.
Yes.
So like
And replace them with new ideas, new labels, new definitions, new beliefs.
So we're always being programmed on a subconscious level by our interactions with reality.
Yes. And in that sense, how you respond or react to the reality that shows up tells you what your programming is, so that you can see whether your programming is in alignment with your true natural self or out of alignment with it. That's what emotions are for. How you respond and how you react to what happens in physical reality tells you whether what you are generating is in alignment or out of alignment, whether you have beliefs that are in alignment or out of alignment with your true natural core self. So you use the emotions as a barometer to get in touch with the beliefs, change the beliefs if you don't prefer them, and thus then generate a new response to the reality, which generates a new experience, which reprograms you.
Okay, but there are certain shapes that impact us geometrically.
Did you get that? I think you might need to rewind. Rewind if you did not feel, if you did not really like understand what Bashar was talking about there. Process. I hope you're processing, fam. I'm gonna let it play for a little bit more, and then we'll wrap it up once I feel that we've touched on enough on this video. And then if you feel that you gotta tap into more, the video will be linked below.
Our mind, right? Because we've chosen that.
Because you've chosen that. You've chosen to imbue them with those representations. Yes, we understand that you do some of this automatically, and we understand that you have a collective agreement so that you don't have to think about every little thing. Otherwise, you would have to think about the next step and the next step and the next step and the next step. We understand that some of this seems to be automatic. Nevertheless, you all did it by agreement.
But we have crop circles that are giving us new images,
Yes.
and we haven't agreed to any meaning, but yet it seems like there's a meaning.
It is up to you to recognize the meaning you actually have created.
When have we created that meaning if these
On a
images...
higher level.
Oh, I see.
Where you have agreed to co-create these things, show them to yourselves, get a response and a reaction from your physical mind that can then explore how to come into alignment with what it is you have co-created.
Okay, so the basic line of this is that none of reality is what we really...
You could actually end the sentence there.
None of reality is.
Yes. It's your reflection. Physical reality does not exist apart from your idea of it. It's all happening internally. There is no external reality.
But I'm interacting with you and others.
You think you are.
And I'm really only interacting with my own projection.
It is not that others are not real, but what you experience as the interaction is made out of your own energy in your own reality.
And I...
Mind blown right there. I've been really interacting and like just like unpacking the theory of holographic theory. I don't know if you heard of that. And also just like watching a bit of the Matrix 4 as well kind of had me in this existential mode of like how we program this reality, and also how we interface if it is a hologram or not. And also I've been pondering on this thought of the metaverse and sort of having a negative view on what it is and whether I'm gonna participate in that reality or not. And it's really telling that Bashar is able to remind me of this concept as well. And I'm sure most of you have as well, especially with the emergence of metaverse and meta and this new reality. The world is moving towards this augmented reality. Just got me thinking. And I'm sure it's got you thinking too. Let's continue.
Crystal.
You do.
And so
And also as a facet of the multidimensional crystal.
of all that is.
Yes.
So I'm choosing to exist just on this level, and I could choose to exist on any level.
You do exist on many different levels. It is simply that this particular facet is experiencing this level in a particular way based on the definitions of this experience.
Okay, so I want to tap into these other levels because I'm sort of feel like, you know.
The first step is to, as you say, know that you already are on other levels. Knowing that opens you up to receiving information from them consciously. Now, you already receive information from all the other levels, from other lives, from different dimensions. You receive information constantly. There is a constant cross-communication from all of the different experiences the total you is having. But you don't always recognize those communications in terms of where they're actually coming from. Sometimes you just think they're your own thoughts, your own inspirations, when in fact they may be coming from experiences that another aspect of you is having in another reality. You don't always need to know exactly where it's coming from, and sometimes knowing where it's coming from may actually interfere with your ability to use that information in your present incarnation here.
But I'm only conscious of this moment right
No, you're not.
I'm not.
No.
I'm only aware.
No.
I'm not.
Are you speaking to us?
Yes.
Then you are already aware of another level altogether.
But I'm still aware of it as an interface with my consciousness. I mean, I'm aware.
It is an interface with another level of your consciousness, but it is an interface with another level.
So my interaction with you is creating, like you said, a third reality.
Yes. And you are experiencing that.
I see. So what is it that you come back and learn from us here in your level of reality?
That we can transmit to anyone a variety of ways of transforming limitation, because Earth is one of the few planets where we have discovered such a high degree of self-imposed limitation. So the idea is that if you have plunged yourselves into that degree of limitation and can still transform it, then anyone can.
Deep, so deep, so multidimensional, so esoteric, so, especially that chat of self-limitation. I've seen it everywhere. I didn't used to see it in myself until one of my great close friends was able to be a mirror for me and show that to me, and even mentioned to me like consciously, it was like, just be aware when you having self-limiting thoughts, and always watch how it plays out into your life. Watch yourself when you even affirm things that limit your potential, or that would sort of hinder you from excelling. An example, like when I used to think about traveling and stuff like that, I'll be like, yo, I don't have enough money, or it's expensive to travel. Saying it's expensive to travel could hinder you from even taking that step of like researching. Would self-limit you from even exploring the potential. Before even, you wouldn't even have the capacity to even think, oh, what would traveling be like? Oh, even be able to start affirming, I am a traveler, or I am an explorer of the world, or I am a travel guru. You wouldn't be able to even ponder or like fathom affirming that when you self-limit yourself, when you self-impose that limitation by saying that, oh no, traveling is expensive, it needs me to be wealthy, boom, you cut it there. We're able to do so much with such limited resources that it still boggles me to this day, bruh. And it's because of that self-limiting factor that was kind of like cut short, and kind of like just being more aware of whenever that self-limiting thought comes about, or whenever those ideas start to leak into your mouth, or leak into your mind, or leak into your reality. Just be conscious of that, fam.
At the end of time, all our souls' incarnations come into a singularity, right?
There is no such thing as an end of time per se.
But
there is a level on which all souls
back and learn from us here in your level of reality.
that we can transmit to anyone a variety of ways of transforming limitation, because Earth is one of the few planets where we have discovered such a high degree of self-imposed limitation. So the idea is that if you have plunged yourselves into that degree of limitation and can still transform it, then anyone can.
So at the end of time, all our souls' incarnations come into a singularity, right?
There is no such thing as an end of time per se.
But
there is a level on which all souls function as a singularity, yes.
And aren't we?
Speaking of end of times per se, we've reached the end of this video, fam. Thank you so much to everybody that has tuned in. Thank you to all the soul fam who are leaving comments below, or liking the video, or sharing the video, or subscribing. Please subscribe, because as I told you, we're consistently flowing in this journey. And I love being in this state. It's great to be in my bag again. And yes, we're gonna keep moving with it. That was so deep, and I'm glad I was able to access your mind, and thank you for allowing me to access your mind and give you this amazing, and just share with you. It's up to you if you want to take it, or if you even made it this far in the videos. Love to you, fam. We're gonna wrap it up there. So fam, you can find me on Instagram at LITEBODYX. If you don't follow me there yet, make sure you do that. And on Twitter, it's the same thing. And on TikTok, it's the same thing, even though I haven't uploaded there in a minute. But anyways, it's been amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. This has been an Absolute Freedom production. I'm your boy LITEBODY, on High Views on Site, giving you the higher perspective, that bird's eye view, 360 for higher perspective. You dig what I did?
I hate to remind you, the light might blind you. It's High Views on Site, and the karma gets so deep. I know that you the one I have to come back here and have to do this all again. So pay the energy. But I know that you gon' reach your destiny and destination for your soul, because it's meant to be. They might try to take me down, but I can't lose.